We need to hold on. I need to shoot a message on the master key.
Yo, 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 what's good, people? It's currently 4 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time, Monday, the 15th of January, 2024. Welcome to another episode of The Game, which is a free weekly financial literacy webinar every single Monday, 8 p.m. till half 9 UK time since summer 2020. And as of summer this year, we would have done our 200th stream. On this episode of The Game, we'll be covering Messari's latest 2024 crypto thesis. For those who've been with us for a while, you'll know that we're big fans of Messari, and we've covered the Messari crypto thesis, I believe, for 3 years in a row. So no one's really talking about this report right now. So it's a new one, underspoken about right now, whilst everyone is talking about the Bitcoin ETF and sensational news. When everyone is overpaying attention to sensational news, you want to pay attention to the data and position yourself to be able to get market gains in the next, upcoming cycle. So we want to stay ahead of the curve. Before getting started, uh, let me show you guys how you can get onto this webinar. Go to right here. Oh, 1 second. Let me make sure the YouTube's working. 1 second. We got our CEO coming in soon. I've got Keash. Okay, amazing. All right. So go to blockchain.sensei Instagram, follow us on Twitter, blockchain sen. Need to TikTok more. Oh wow, we got 10.6 account reach. That's really dope. Okay, so blockchain.sensei on Instagram, and then click the link in our bio. The link in our bio will lead you to superjoy.com/blockchain sensei, where pretty much everything you want to need. So this link here links to our free webinars on Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays, 8 p.m. plus. Everybody is welcome to these webinars. Fridays, NFT Fridays, and Sundays is our new trading charts show with Biblond. You can also join our free Telegram. You can also get an AI consultation with Keash. He's going to go very soon, so make sure you take the opportunity. Keash is a very busy guy. And you can also subscribe to our new subscription service. Show you guys. So we've got a new subscription service where it's there's a few tiers. Minimum tier is £50 a month, and it goes all the way to a platinum tier. And it's basically where you get daily calls with myself and Jay, or myself and Jay plus forex signals from Yusuf, or myself and Jay plus stocks calls with Mr. Harding, and potentially DeFi lessons with Keash. We can work things out if you want something custom. But basically, this is a subscription model where we do daily calls and we break down everything and anything we're invested in. Okay, so let's go to the disclaimer. Disclaimer, terms and conditions. All content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only, and should not be considered as investment advice to buy, sell, hold any assets, or place in trades. Please always do your own work, guys.
Research.
Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use only. That was a trading alert that went off. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investments, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. Keash, are you a professional financial advisor? Jay Johnson, are you a professional financial advisor?
No, I am not.
Is there any professional financial advisors in the house? You can't see me because I'm not here. Okay? As a financial advisor, at least. Alternatively, independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our show. You may wish to rely upon whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what, guys? Therefore, please don't do your own what, guys? Research. Yes. Our content is intended. Oh, sorry. Neither myself, Mr. Harding, or Jay Johnson, financial advisors, we do not tend to be perceived or received as financial advisors, but we're working in collaboration with several accredited financial advisors and other financial professionals. If you're unable to mitigate your risk, let us know. We'll refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Okay, so Mr. Harding has entered the room.
Yeah, what order should we do it in, guys?
I've only got to page 30 odd, so I can
Yeah,
start.
I'm similar. I feel like I could start off. Do you want me to do number 2 and then Ninja do number 3?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
So, what I've done is
third chapter. So Ninja, you're chapter 3. I'm chapter 2. Mike's chapter 1.
so what I've done is what I've learned from my good friend Ninja, which is to take information and to put it into a Twitter thread. So as you can see, I've highlighted all the key bits here. By the way, Ninja, you're not muted. And remember that your mic doesn't mute properly when you're on StreamYard, Ninja. So what I've done is I've highlighted certain parts of this, and as per usual, I'm going to be giving away the highlighted annotated version. I'm going to start selling these highlighted annotated reports as NFTs. Just waiting to figure out the right platform where people will be able to get them for like £1 or £2. Just looking for that at the moment. And yeah, I've just put it as a tweet thread, which I'll put the tweet thread in after my bit, so you can always get it. Now, the first bit which I thought was quite funny, and very, very true, is a big part of succeeding in crypto is simply surviving from cycle to cycle. I couldn't agree with that more. Like, that is literally the game. Like, if you invest in one cycle and then you don't sell when it crashes in that cycle because you didn't care, because you spoke to a financial advisor, or you was investing money that you didn't care if you lost, 2 cycles later, it is very likely that you would be in some kind of profit if you were investing in the top 10. It's a very simple strategy. That is not financial advice. That is just saying, logically, if you invest in the top 10 in one cycle, when that then crashes, even if you didn't reinvest, the top of that next cycle, the following one, you're going to be pretty okay. So let's break that down. What would that mean? And you know what? I'll do that even using TradingView for you. Can everyone see my screen?
Where did you move? We're still on the report right now.
Still on the report, right? Let me do it again.
Yeah.
Some very interesting things on this bib that if anybody accidentally screenshots that, you're going to get some information that's going inside the alpha core. But anyway, let's move off that now. So, oh man, this one's got it all as well. I've just got too much game everywhere. Let me I'm just trying to find the chart that hasn't got
Stop spilling! Come on, Mr. Stop spilling, man. 2024, we've got to stop spilling.
You know. Okay, let's just say polka dot, right? So no, that's not long enough. Okay, let me find one. Hold on. Let's do Litecoin, because that is one of Ninja's favorites, and it's been around for a very long time.
Listen, Litecoin just does its thing. People don't understand. They're not changing the world. They're just 4-to-1, 4 Litecoins to 1 Bitcoin, and it's an active network. Look at the data.
Litecoin is just Litecoin doing its Litecoin thing, right?
That's
now,
it.
Why is this on here since 2022? No,
close off.
I need to find these bloody tickers here. Hold on a minute. Let's just find it. All the platform Kraken. There we go. Further back cycles. So let's just say, oh, that's not even old enough either. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to find a platform that it's been on for donkeys.
Whenever TradingView is doing this, go to CoinTrader Pro.
So we'll just go from here. So let's say, for example, you invested in this cycle here, and Litecoin at its bottom was $39. At the top of this cycle, it was $358. So it was a 10x. But let's say, for some unknown reason, after getting a 10x, you didn't take any profit, and you thought, "Oh no, it's gonna go higher. Oh no," and then you missed that, and then it came back down to the bottom of that cycle. It was then $47. So you still would have actually been up at the end of that cycle. So then the following cycle, you should be up when it goes up again. You got almost 3 windows, if that makes sense to everybody. I hope that's made sense. Just hang in there is the first bit. All right, cool. So again, because I don't want to take up much time, this I thought was brazy, absolutely brazy. But again, I don't think many people are clocking what this bit is. So again, can you see my screen? Has it changed to Twitter?
No, not yet.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna do something very interesting here. What about now?
Still a black screen. No,
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
Trading
look
view.
at that. Shameless plug from our partners, Trading View. Any of our any students from Blockchain Sensei, by clicking on that link on our Twitter, you can actually get £15 off your new Trading View plan. Just what I would cheekily shield that one there. Bit naughty of me. It's got to be done sometimes. But anyway, let's go back to the report. So going on to this thread. All right, cool. So what this actually is, and what Ryan actually says in this, is if in doubt, zoom out. Now, what's crazy about this is if you look at the market caps from 5 years ago to today, the market cap of Bitcoin was 55 billion. It's now 821 billion. Market cap of XRP was 11 billion. It's now 33 billion. It's not a massive jump, but it's still a crazy jump. Ethereum was at 8.5 billion market cap. It's now 267 billion market cap. Let's just pick another random one. Let's go with Cardano. 731 million market cap to 21 billion market cap. And if we look at these kind of percentage gains that people were getting from 5 years to today, 5,000%, 2,200%, 192%, 4,000%, 1,100%. Now, I don't know if that's just me, but I would say that is pretty good. So the overall gist of what was being said here is that it's all about surviving. So what I did is, because you know me, I like, and now in terms of industries, there's only one other industry that I know that actually performs like this, and that's pharma. And getting these kind of gains on pharma, you've kind of got to be inside the pharma industry or just spend stupid amounts of time. So I put a little tweet. So hopefully someone gets this. I played Destiny's Child Survivor, followed by Young Jeezy's Soul Survivor. Soul pun intended. Now only the hip hop fans will actually understand the references there, but someone will get it. Anyway, so the next bit in this report was talking about MVRV, which is minimum value, market value to realized value. And we've done an episode on this on Glassnode when we did the on-chain analysis, when the value, the market was down here. And what does this mean? What does this chart mean, MVRV? MVRV basically means the market price, what the price everyone's buying it for, in comparison to the actual realized value price of how much blockchain has moved and how many people are hodling. So if it's below 1, that is a great and fantastic time to buy. If it's above 1, it's not so great. And anytime we get above 3, we get what happens? The bear market ensues. So if you look at the timings, you can see below 1 was 2020, below 1 was the 2018 period, below 1 was the 2015 period, and that's when all these bull markets happen. So is it saying that it's still an okay time to buy Bitcoin? MVRV says it's an okay time to still buy Bitcoin, according to the report. Now, next bit that I highlighted, which I thought was great, a great example, is the long-term investment case for ETH looks more like Visa or JP Morgan than Google or Microsoft, or commodity like gold or oil. And this I completely agree with. I don't think ETH is in a position anymore to be considered a crypto. It's more of a digital platform now. It's kind of like the App Store. You know, like how the App Store has loads of things built on it. ETH just has so much stuff built on top of it now that it's not really like looking at it as just ETH. You can't just look at it as just ETH anymore. You have to look at it as everything that's built on it, which is 80% of the entire market. So that I definitely agree with that. It's more like a commodity now. Then again, I really like this is when you think of Ethereum versus Solana, think of it as Visa versus MasterCard, not Google versus Bing. I think a lot of people are very like, there's not enough space in the market for both of them to win. But I would definitely agree that it's more like Visa and MasterCard. I think there's more than enough space for two dominant L1s, and it's just a case of people choosing where they're going. But again, Rance, this value here, I say this all the time, and people laugh at it when I say it. It's not obviously investment advice, but if you like history like I do, and you read lots of books on history like I do, cannot recommend History of the World by Andrew Marr enough, and cannot recommend Ray Dalio's Changing the World Order.
Yeah, that book is crazy.
Crazy. So Bitcoin and ETH may be today's market leaders, but they are not permanently unassailable. And over 26,000 stocks have traded since 1926, but just 86 of those stocks were responsible for half of the appreciation of the US markets. Now, this bar might be too much to go over a lot of people's heads, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to try and break it down as I'm saying it. 26,000 stocks have appeared on the entire stock market since 1926. Only 86 of them actually even mattered. So when you reply that to crypto, keep that in mind. Now, again, from when we saw the Warren Buffett episode where he talked about the top 100 market cap, I think it was in the 1990s, the top 50 companies compared to the top 50 companies now, that blew my mind straight open.
And it gets worse.
It was crazy because not one of those companies that was in the top 50 then was in the top 50 20 years later. And the number one had 4 times less the market cap than the current number one. No, than the current number 10 even. So if you apply that rule of history again, the top 10 by market cap, your Apple, your Microsoft, your Google, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, that would mean that in 25 years' time, 20 years' time, their market cap of 2 trillion wouldn't even scratch the surface. That means we're going to have companies valued at 10 trillion, 20 trillion, and they're going to do things that people could never imagine. And I just thought I would put here some reminders of history of companies that people thought were going to be here forever, and people just couldn't imagine the world without them, and they were the highest companies via market cap. Companies like Xerox, companies like MySpace, companies like MSN Messenger, companies like Nokia, companies like BlackBerry. They all had complete global industry domination. Nobody knew how they would live without them. But guess what happened? Where are they now? And when you look at all of those companies, what's the one thing that made them all get replaced? Every one of those companies got replaced by another company that all they had was a better UI UX. If you think about it, Xerox got replaced by Microsoft and Apple. MySpace got replaced by Facebook. It's not necessarily better. It's just a better user experience. MSN got replaced technically by WhatsApp and by
No,
BlackBerry.
Facebook is way better than MySpace because I remember
Exactly,
using both and thinking Facebook was way better.
yeah, on the UI UX, it's the same product, but it's just the user experience is better on the front end. The same thing with Nokia. Nokia basically got wiped out by BlackBerry and by the iPhone, and ultimately iPhone and Samsung and Android won that competition. Why? Because the user experience was just better. So just keep that in mind for the crypto that you're investing in. UI UX definitely wins. So this alpha in this part of the report was actually crazy, and it just sums up the whole situation in the world right now. Is we covered the BlackRock blockchain ETF, was it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? It was a while ago, and that had more alpha in it and more understanding and more higher gainers, like some of our students got, aka Crypto Boss, with 500% gainers than Bitcoin itself. But everyone's focused on this Bitcoin spot ETF when that is not where the value is. That's just not where it is at all. The alpha and the detail is elsewhere. Now, what I find interesting here is that there's other ETFs that have already been out for ages that don't just hold Bitcoin. They hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, USDC, Cardano, Polkadot, Uniswap, Aave, Solana, and these are already on the stock market. And these are already held by some of the biggest institutions on the planet, like Bitwise, like Wisdom Tree, like Bloomberg, and the Nasdaq has a crypto index.
What's it, Mike? Can I add to this though?
Go on.
I think the point that Messari was making as well is that majority of them are holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Look at the percentages.
Yep.
So in the long-term perspective, are they the ones? Is the question.
In the long-term perspective, it's very likely that these two aren't going anywhere anytime soon because the big boy whales are holding them. But this is where my point came in. We need to find out how long they've been holding them. Because if they've been holding them and these ETFs have existed for 5 to 10 years or even 3 years, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to want to dump at some point. So what would be great to dump? Well, you need new customers to come into the market to dump on them. So that's where I put LOL Bitcoin ETF, LOL the media, because the media is making it look like this is the first ever crypto ETF when it clearly isn't. It really clearly isn't. Like, they've been around for ages. So again, I would love someone to go and do research into when these came out. Our head of research, Jerome, I'm going to task you with this if I can, please, buddy. I just want you to find out when these different ETFs were actually launched, because I think that'd be interesting to put that out there one day. And then I just thought I would play Vince McMahon's entrance theme. I don't know if anyone's ever heard it, but these are the exact lyrics. No chance, that's what you've got. Ha ha, yeah. Up against the machine too strong. Greedy politicians buying souls from us, our puppets, won't find their place in line because it's just a matter of time. Because you got no chance in hell. Come on, come and get it. Come on. Those lyrics from when I first heard them when I was 12 years old, I was like he's actually just putting it out there like that. Like, that's how the game works. But if you know, you know, you understood those lyrics. So the next bit, I think this is one of my final bits, is that they said, quote unquote, Coinbase continues to be the most important company in crypto. So there you have it, guys. Like, if you're looking for an investment in crypto, do your own research. We've done it for you plenty of times. But Coinbase continues to be the most important company in crypto. And they said the only thing that would rival it would be Circle if they do an IPO. And what's interesting about Circle is it's part owned by Coinbase. So it's just win for this company. So we've been saying it for a while. Coinbase this year did do 220%, which is outperforming Bitcoin and quite a lot of cryptos. But you know,
how is that not like a headline mainstream thing? Do you know when we say things and it's like we think that, oh my god, and they're gonna post about it as in like the big financial news algorithm of like Instagram. Do you know the algorithm of like crypto social media and financial news? You're like, well, like, and the financial news is gonna post about this, and nobody's talking about the fact that Coinbase stock has outperformed Bitcoin.
Nobody talks about it.
Why does no one say that?
And it's just like, hello, is anybody else even looking? Like, how are you ignoring that Coinbase has done more than Bitcoin? Like, how is this not news? But, you know, like I said, media.
You know why?
No chance. That's what you've got.
Maybe some people invested early in the Coinbase and it's still down from the IPO. I can tell you that for a fact because I invested in by the way, it's Chris put it online.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah. So I invested in Coinbase when they first did their IPO, and actually the stocks are quite down. But to your point, it's up in the last year or whatever. But if you invested from the beginning, you're like, oh god, this is still down. But like you said,
I hear that. We also invested like 2-3 days after IPO, but then we've just been averaging down and dollar cost averaging. So because I've been dollar cost averaging so long, it's evened out. So
yeah, and I think that, you know what, that's a very valid point that that you just mentioned there, the dollar cost averaging, because a lot of people say, oh, but it's down. But actually, if you stick to that rule of the dollar cost averaging, then not only would you average on the new stuff that you bought, you're up. So yeah, very good point.
Yep, that's the key. That is the key. But again, if you don't have a community and you don't attend things like this, you wouldn't know. You would have just bought the IPO, sent off the hype, got absolutely dumped on, and then you're like, oh no, it's all a scam. It doesn't work.
Yeah, for the record, I got dumped on too, guys. You know what I mean? It happens to the best of us. I got gas too. I got euphoric. I was like,
I got dumped on as well. You know what?
That's again one of the rules. We put it out there in the game. We said it. Most tech IPOs, the first 6 months to 18 months, go down.
Yeah.
Like it's happened repeatedly in history, and it's this thing. You just gotta look at what happens in history, and it just repeats itself.
But all it is early private investors exiting.
So,
yep.
Guys, always, and I'm just gonna go off the energy that you gave, Chris. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you overinvested at the start.
No, you know what? Maybe not, because there's 2 points here. So the energy, yeah, you're right. The energy is like, oh, my energy was like, I think a lot of people would have looked at Coinbase who haven't been in the game for a long time and seen what happens and think, oh God, it's down. And even when I look at it, I think, oh, this is down, right? Now, the point of the dollar cost averaging is actually even just, it sparked a fuel in my head. And you know what? That is so right, because that's one of the things that I definitely believe in the dollar cost averaging. But if you just left it there, it's like, you might think, oh, I'm down. But are you going to wait for the time period to go back up?
Waiting is not an effective life in the market.
No, it's not.
Wait for.
It's not, is it?
Sorry, please. Can I just finish my mathematical point? I have a mathematical point to break down. Right. If you invest in something and it goes down 90%, it's an opportunity, because if you match that investment, let's say $100, right? $100, you invest in something, it goes down by $90. You invest another $100, right? At the bottom. By this time, this goes up by 15%. Your entire investment is mathematically broke even. So even me, right? Like even in this game, I won't give over the coin. I invested a mathematical amount of money, specifically in Ethereum, on a pre-sale, and I was really excited during the launch. It launched, and the public launch price was 60% below my price. But because I had a mathematical, and I'm huge on math, right? Everyone should get into numbers about it when it comes to investing. I had an amount of capital that was 4x the amount of what I put in the pre-seed, and then I actually averaged down during the day, traded it up, and then by like 3 days I was up on my investment. So this is why, like, you should be very, very cash heavy, and you shouldn't let those, like, I'm just reading your energy because your energy then transfers over to everybody watching, right? And there's loads of beginners. So I want nobody to carry that energy when an investment goes down. You only carry that energy when your initial investment was a larger cap was an amount of capital that you're not willing to triple or quadruple down on. And if you're going to
And
make an early
finally,
investment, you should. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and finally on that, you haven't lost money until you click sell. Like, it's just down.
100%. 100%.
That's the ultimate thing people need to remember is like people do this thing of like they invest at a high, number one, which is crazy. And then what they do is it dips, and then they go, oh, let me sell it at this lower price. No, just number one, that money should be considered, if you're investing, it should be considered gone anyway. So if it goes down, it was gone anyway. Simple. Like, don't sell. Like, yeah, it's just crazy to me, like selling at a loss in less than a 5-year window. If you're investing, it's for a long-term period anyway. Like, if someone's down for 5 years, fair enough. But if it's down for
that's sad. That's sad.
if it's down for 6 months, that's wild. No, that's not how investing works. That's how gambling works, but not investing. Like, it's a long-term game. So that's what I want to say. But yeah, over to Keash.
Okay, 60. You guys can hear me all good, yeah?
Yep.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know if you can see the report clearly, because for some reason on my Mac it makes the report 2 pages at the same time. I don't know how to change it. Let me share my screen. It's not giving me up. Oh wait, hold on. There you go. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, basically, let's run through chapter 2. Chapter 2 essentially is people to look out for, and people to watch throughout the space. So, yeah, so it's very juicy, this one. I think, yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting things. My first interesting thing that I saw was off the bat, the pairing of Larry Fink and Kathy Woods together.
Mad.
Yeah, and then of course with the ETF as well. I know Kathy Wood was announcing the ETF and whatnot. Of course, it's out, etc. But yeah, they're just heavy in on that ETF. One thing that I think is very interesting to think about in regards to the ETF is that Bitcoin is locked within that, and the trades that are happening are not on chain per se. They are in the Nasdaq, in the New York Stock Exchange. So what's happening there is that there's not going to be that same level of track and traceability on funds. And from that, I think this is one of the main points that I took away, which is, can you imagine BlackRock, Fidelity, Wisdom Tree, Franklin Templeton, Invesco, Grayscale, Bitwise, Valkyrie, ARC, all these guys viciously competing with each other to sell Bitcoin even harder than all their other competitors. So yeah, and imagine that not being on chain.
Mad. Now, some of them, not all of them are going to survive. It's not possible.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that was a lot of names to read, first of all, but yeah, 100%. And then also something for us, I think we might cover. If not, guys, check it out. Yeah, of course we are. But yeah, the ARC Big Ideas 2024 report.
Let's put it this way: if we don't cover it, who on the internet will?
Will, exactly. Yeah. And then so let's get into Circle. So this is Jeremy and Dante. So I think yeah, one thing that was interesting with this was that there's a lot of things happening from an institutional perspective and legislation perspective, and these guys are basically at the forefront of that. So basically, any opportunities, any chances to be the first movers and have that first mover advantage, and also have access to different licenses or whatever it may be, will go to Circle first, because these guys are literally they've, as you can see here, they've spent more times with global policymakers, regulators, bankers,
Than anyone.
than anyone, you know. So
In the world
they're
ever.
exactly. So immediately, anything that happens, first of all, they're gonna know, of course, and then second of all, they have first dibs and first picks.
Lobbying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And one thing that was also interesting, of course, obviously Coinbase uh, is pushing USDC, of course, but 70% of USDC adoption comes from Coinbase, which is quite
Do
interesting.
you think maybe because of lobbying, we may see a GBP coin created by Circle?
Maybe.
Was that possible? Because if Circle are just floating about,
Yeah, and it might just have something to do with Rishi, right?
maybe because they are like lobbying politicians, and you're allowed to give them shares in your company in the UK, and then that would be really surprising if Circle IPO'd in the UK, or it'd be interesting, that wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. It really would be. But yeah, there's that one. Can you guys see the report? Okay, I didn't even ask because this is 2 pages. It's a bit of a different
Yeah, I
format.
can see it. It looks great. Also on Circle, I think people don't understand how much of a madness that concept is. Like they made 800 million in the bear market.
Yeah.
And it's because they're basically allowed to make money off the US dollar. Like that is their whole business plan, is we will pretend to be the US dollar and just make money off people using the US dollar, which is, and they've got pretty much a monopoly on that. Like having a monopoly on getting paid on people using the US dollar is insane. But anyway.
Yeah.
What else did you highlight?
So I didn't really highlight anything from here. I mean, these are just the typical names, you know, the Gary Gang, all of the senators and people up in the US government, you know, Gary Gensler, Martin. Yeah, there was nothing really here that stood out to me that was like sort of crazy. Yeah, I think one thing that's quite interesting is the influence and the amount of outspoken events that has happened with Elon, which is quite interesting. I think that there has to be some, in my opinion, there has to be something internal happening there.
I've said this before,
and
I'm going to keep saying it. People think that Elon moves the markets. Elon's tweets do not move the markets. Guys, what is happening here is Elon is one of the greatest traders the planet has ever seen. Do you think this guy that builds rockets that go to space that are highly accurate doesn't understand market tops and market bottoms, and also doesn't have inside information if he's the richest person technically on paper?
No, bro. But if his company's public and publicly traded, and he has to make decisions on when to split, he doesn't know what's happening in the market
with other companies and other whales.
Yeah,
of course he knows what's happening in the market. He knows what day they're gonna buy, what day they're gonna sell, and he's got the best AI in the world, and he created PayPal, guys. So I think if anyone knows when things are gonna top out or are gonna bottom out, it might possibly be Elon Musk. And then he just does a tweet and makes it look like he moved the market.
Yeah, but I also, of course, he is a puppet to the US government, right? And I don't believe he's enjoying that, is what I'm saying, since he's been so outspoken. Yeah, but I mean, what can you do when your hands are tied and your feet are tied? You know, you can wiggle.
Wiggle.
Yeah. So yeah, then it moved on to Grayscale, which are really dope. But yeah, the company will end the year with a whopping 35 billion asset under management, representing 700 million in incredibly high margin annual fees.
Oh,
Fees.
oh, that's disgusting. So wait, they've made 700 million in fees for charging people to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, but no, look,
themselves.
the link product, yeah, they call it obviously the product, right? The link product that they're pushing is up 8x, yeah, and Solana 4x. And since May,
Oh my
debut shares
God.
trade 4x on it on Nav.
Yeah, because this is what I was saying about like what happened with Grayscale is they were selling people Bitcoin cheaper than the actual price of Bitcoin. And
Yeah,
this was years ago. This was from like from 2017. So that means there's people that got, even people that bought in 2020 or bought in the dip, if they bought through Grayscale, they're up right now. So now that they've got their actual ETF, they are going to sell. There is no way all of them hold, all those people are going to hold. Like, it's just not possible. So this is what, again, another reason why I'm very confident that we're going to get a Bitcoin dip, or we've seen a bit of it already.
But then, how much of that is actually issued correctly is what I'm thinking, because these people that are buying and selling this ETF, it's like almost like a bank, right? It's like a pot of capital that they're flowing through. But how much of that is actually but how much of that is actually issued? And I think that's zero. It's just accounted for. It's like that.
That's deep.
You know what I mean?
So they've made 700 million off not even actually giving people the Bitcoin, and it might not
and
even actually be there.
Just having it on record, yeah, and saying on record you own this amount that is on the market.
The mad life being an asset manager. It's a mad life.
It's mad. Yeah.
What's choke point 2.0?
Yeah, so I think I need to do more research on this one. That's why I highlighted it to check it out a little bit more. And yeah, I think this is more on the angle of what's happening in terms of regulations and things being pushed out, and where the traditional banking system is now and currently compared to where the decentralized sort of banking system and the new banking system is sort of at. So this
like
is just highlighted. Yeah, exactly, like proof of reserves
that
and stuff
might
like
mess
that.
up a lot of companies still.
I know for sure, but I don't think because they have this with, for example, like gold stable token projects and things like that. But if you look at USDT, USDC, like I don't know if any of you guys have gone on Uniswap and tried to trade USDT, or gone and looked at the price of it on like a coin market cap or something like that. And have you ever noticed that's never actually $1? It's never $1. It's always below.
Yeah, it's like 99 and then like 89. But on the flip, let me tell you this,
yeah.
When I bridged Ethereum dollars, USDC or USDT onto alternative layer ones, sometimes the layer one then gives me slightly more dollars. So like, I bridged like a few $100 onto like Pulse Chain or a few $100 in Solana and got like a few extra cents. I've never got like a whole dollar, but I've had like an extra 40 cents.
Wait. So let's just take what you said and pretend we are a multi-billion-dollar whale and we had 10 million on one chain. Explain that process again of what would happen if it was 10 million.
Right, okay. So if I hypothetically had 10 million USDC during the time of when I performed this bridging transaction, I probably could have printed 4,000. I don't know if it'd be 4,000 or $40,000 through bridging. I don't know if it'd be 4,000 or 40,000, but at least $4,000 in the arbitrage. Don't know if that'd be worth a fund manager's time, but if they're a multi-billion-dollar fund, then 10 million is less than 1%. So maybe it's worth the time to do that. Maybe worth like an employee's time of a multi-billion-dollar fund to do that. Maybe I don't know.
No, but you'd have to also have a look at how risky that is in terms of not only just gas fees but also slippage and all that sort of stuff has to be accounted for. So
Yeah.
I don't
Just put
think
that in the chat about the MEV box.
yeah, I don't think there's a lot of our plays being happening right now with large institutions. I don't think it's something that they're heavily interested in.
No, they're not. They
Because
got bigger
they're
fish. Right?
yeah, it's very high risk and it takes a lot of steps in terms of going through this, going through that, and this to then exit out of that ARB. Like imagine you have to go through 10 different exchanges to exit out of one ARB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's I don't think it's worth their time, especially if they have to account for their records and account for all of the gains that they made and their methodologies and have to talk directly with the governments and say, hey, this is the methodology behind this. So I don't think it's something that they're doing as heavily as
on this next one. Can you
yeah.
read that whole paragraph from Lucas Centrifuge down to Block Tower? Not from there. The bit that
Oh, hey.
read that whole
Sure.
paragraph.
Yeah, so Lucas's Centrifuge has been an early leader in a real-world asset space with the highest token market cap, highest market share by private loans outstanding, and the lowest ratio of default to active loans out of the three leading RWA credit protocols, Maple and Goldfinch being the other two. So they've got 250 million in active loads, the majority of which are thanks to large partnership with Block Tower Credit and Maker, which Maker has issued DAI loans backed by real world instruments managed by Block Tower. That's
Take
insane.
what you want with that information. Do your own research with that information. Ask yourself, are more things going to be turned into real world asset tokens?
Tokenized.
Are more people going to get loans against real world assets for tokens? Just ask yourself that, because there's the three biggest players in the game.
Algeria.
We also did cover.
You mute your mic, please, bud.
We also did cover the RWA .xyz platform as well, which showed a lot of different areas and countries where that is actually happening. So I think if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that, check that episode out in our lives on YouTube. RWA.
I love that in the corner. It's very, very subtle. At number 10, they've just basically completely shilled all the Solana DeFi play.
Yeah.
It's basically like a little, oh yeah, by the way, look at
yeah. By the way, check these out. Yeah.
Jokers.
Yeah, so that was this was mainly it
Nice.
for me that stood out to me, and that's basically end of chapter 2. Chapter 2 was a little bit of an overview of who's in the space and what space they're in and what's going on there. I think that's a little bit of what it was. So yeah.
One Ninja, over to you.
Let's go onto the dApps, onto the dApps. Okay, let me share my screen.
This is actually a fire alpha episode, as per.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Because you know what? I thought about it and I was like, has anybody stopped and looked at all 11? And you know what? Let me get to my point when we get to the Bitcoin ETFs, because yeah, that's literally part of it. This bit, the GBTC, because there's some sussy things about this Bitcoin ETF that no one's talking about. So I'm gonna bring. I went through a little rabbit hole thinking, you know what? Some of the maths is not mathing. Like what? What's going on over here? So anyway, that was the rabbit hole I was in right there. But let's go. So killer apps. Okay, so let's get it. So, blah 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 blah. Pick up some Messari. Okay, we appreciate the updates, and let's get into products. So, USDT on Tron. So Tether has long been a reserve quote settlement currency for overseas crypto exchanges, but Tether CEO Paulo, I'm not going to say second name, said in a recent interview that a full 40% of USDT demand, 40% of, let me get the exact figure, 40% of an asset class where the market cap is just under 100 billion, so about 40 billion or 35 billion of that. Make sure everything's streaming. Yeah, fantastic. So about $40 billion of USD demand was now coming from the store of value payment use cases, particularly in developing countries. With 99, especially South America, with 99% of the global stablecoin market pegged to the US, because obviously there's a euro stablecoin now, but obviously most stablecoins still in dollars, and ongoing regulatory headwinds in store for the dominant US digital currency, USDC. USDT on Tron has emerged as the world's top crypto payment network by daily active users. I don't have USDT dominance on my bingo card for the year, but Justin Sun, who made my 2020 people to watch this, has pulled off the improbable and facilitated crypto's first truly global important app. USDT on Tron is helping crypto realize its financial inclusion and potential. And then there's a graph here where we can see the number of USDT versus USD wallets holding $1,000 plus in balances. USDC has lost 33% of that. So USDC with balances over 1K in January 2023, it was over 200K, and now it's dropped. I think this is the glow. I think this is the global stat. I feel like this is actually really, really crazy because now I feel like an ultra rare human being when I saw these stats. Whereas USDT has now has over there's over 250,000 wallets right now with this amount of USDT addresses. I thought there'd be over 1 million wallets in the world with over $1,000 in crypto. I'm quite surprised. Yeah. Okay, so base chain, the forever slept on screamer in the Coinbase eco in all of crypto, right? So Coinbase's entrance to the roller market was a big crossover event for on-chain finance. The base bridging experience in the Coinbase wallet app is intuitive because a lot of bridging, like Pulse Chain and bridging on Solana, is less so friendly. The speed of the UX of Base helps pave the way for on-chain summer. This is a big theme, especially in the upcoming bull market. So this whole kind of like, I think the DeFi narrative is gonna push later on this year around summertime, following the trend of DeFi summer, on-chain summer. And as a company, so this is a key data set. Coinbase has Coinbase has 80% more total value locked in custody, aka in their centralized exchange, than DeFi has across all blockchains. So all the DeFi protocols in the entire world, Coinbase has nearly 2x that. 80% more. So aka almost double.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very interesting. So Coinbase assets hit all-time high relative to the total DeFi value locked. So the light blue is the total value locked across all chains in DeFi. Okay, of course, all Ethereum, all Arbitrum, all BNB. As of Q1 2021, as of Q4 2021, so that was the top of the bull run, right? In fact, who launched an app at the top of the bull run? We downloaded the dataset today. Was it MetaMask?
They launched their mobile apps at the top of the bull run.
Yeah. Just quick, interesting one. MetaMask application on phone only launched in November 2021 at the top of the bull run. So there's some like at the tops of things, right? Whether it's the top of the bull run or the top of something, aka obviously November 2021 was the top of the bull run, but there was that April, May 2021 high. Usually some mad stuff likes to happen at the top and at the bottom. Right? So Base Chain decided to launch at the top of the bull run. Right, to what? Distract people because people will be less excited. Coinbase decided to launch something and then the stock price dropped. Why? To distract people. And then, as we can see, as time has time has progressed, the difference between TVL in DeFi and Coinbase assets, the gap has just got bigger and bigger. And now we're nearly at 2x, which is very scary. So Coinbase apparently say they don't need or want a token for Base, or so they say, because people change their mind sometimes. But they but they have something just as good, a Coinbase sidechain. So that sounds like parachains on Polkadot. They give them a low take rate on all network transactions and that leverage USDC as a native asset. If that's not a bullish case for USDC, I don't know what is. So we've got the biggest centralized exchange in the entire world that are completely regulated, that are on the stock market, that are a top 100 US tech company, that contribute towards the S&P 500. Now Bitcoin is going to be Bitcoin and subsequently crypto are going to be more correlated to the S&P 500 and global stock market and Nasdaq than ever because of the ETF. With all of this, with all these fundamentals aside, USDC is going to be the native asset. I'm just going to call it like maybe USDC is actually going to be the digital dollar. Are they going to release a whole new deal? Yeah, yeah. Are they fuck? No, they are not. That's why USDT is not available on Coinbase. So yeah, as far as I'm, yeah, yeah. Right. So Celestia is one of the hottest token projects of the year. I don't really want to go into this because I feel like this is too much. Unlike ETH, where rollups need a factory high data posting, cost to the already crowned L1. Look at that. Okay. Okay. Fight. Sorry. Oh yeah, they do. So I'm not an ultra techie person, but Fire Dancer is like well, let's just read. Solana validate. I just see the Fire Dancer logo a lot on the dexes that I trade. That's the number one thing that I see in those. Like little corner logo. Right, so the Solana validator client developed by Jump Crypto aims to enhance Solana scalability, reduce latency times, and basically help. From what I see as a practitioner without reading this, it basically helps decentralized exchange trading platforms, particularly on Solana, basically run like centralized exchanges. And I can vouch for this because I have spent months on Jupiter, and months basically in crypto means years. So I've been on Jupiter since October 2023, which basically makes me a OG Solana trader in crypto terms because everything's like 10x speed, right? I can 100% confirm. Yeah, cool. So yeah. I'm gonna skip Farcaster because I really want to talk about this. This is the interesting part, right? So the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, without even reading reading this, right? I want to give you guys. I want to swerve onto. Quickly talking. Oh, oh my God, no! Why is my thing lagging? Wait. Oh no, the Matrix attacking me. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't actually.
Don't worry.
All right. Do you wanna? I'm not gonna lie. My whole laptop's frozen, so I can't see anything or click anything. Oh wait, one sec. Are we back? I know. But I wanna share screen. Okay, amazing. Right, I'm gonna try and stop me. I know. But listen, there's certain things that people are not talking about when it comes to this ETF, and we need to bring these things to light. We have to. It's our obligation at Blockchain Sensei to bring these things to light. Okay, so I'm sharing, but I'm not sharing on the screen. No, one sec.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
One sec. Now the stream yard's being weird. God's sake.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
All right, one sec.
Everything we're saying is being transcribed.
I'm not exposing because the information is technically public. All right, cool. All right, amazing. Now we're back. Yeah, we're shedding light. So the first thing that I would like doing this. 1 second. This is so annoying. I had a list. Okay, so has anybody stopped and thought the list of the 11 ETFs? Let me get the actual list of all the 11 ETFs. Is it? As in all 11 of them? Don't you all pretend that you know all these 11 companies, because most of you guys don't. Let's not skip the fact that some of these companies are not that big. They're really not that big. And all of a sudden, your fucking ETF are you buzzing? Like some of these, one of these asset management companies has only $500 million of assets under management. Like I'm not sure that. I don't know. All right, amazing. So first of all, I would like to say that in my non-financial advice opinion, yeah, that I think Grayscale may be the most sophisticated and intelligent crypto asset management company in the world, and they may have positioned themselves as the go-to for consultation for other VCs to emulate or seek counsel from their trusts. That's because sorry. Okay, so first of all, let's just take the quick data set. Grayscale customers and client base were the only ones smart enough to take out from the fund. They're the only minus, because these customers are intelligent. They're like, well, time to take prof. And these customers are the old money that are like, well, can buy Bitcoin safely, right? So that's the difference in those two funds, right? Exactly, right. Right.
That's no joke.
Yes, it's the outflow. Now, let's not sit here and just pretend like all these companies are the biggest names in the world. First of all, don't know why Vanguard is not there, right? Big elephant. Why is Vanguard not there? Oh, that's weird of me. But look. I'm not going to go over every single one of these companies. But let's just go on hashtags for example. Small fish. 167 million AUM, and you're getting a fucking ETF. $500 million. There's $11 billion in Dogecoin. 2x. Yeah. So then let's take our friends Digital Currency Group, who are the conglomerate company of Grayscale, right? But basically Grayscale, as far as I'm aware, the did you not know that? Yeah, this is the funny thing about finance. Luno is a really, really crappy centralized exchange. I mean crappy because the UX is crappy. I used it in 2020, 2021. Slow, laggy, crappy. Can't do anything. Last time I checked on the app, maybe now they've got futures, but last time I checked, they had 3 coins or 4: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP. No range, no spot trading, no futures, just crappy, right? So it's really funny how the same conglomerate that are basically the potentially most intelligent and go-to for other funds, crypto asset management company, have a really bad app. But as far as I'm aware, almost all of digital, according to my research, almost all of Digital Currency Group's revenue solely comes from Grayscale investments, because the assets under management of Grayscale subsidiary is pretty much the same as the conglomerate, right? So 50 billion, let's just sit with that for a second. So you're telling me Hashdex with 0.5 billion are getting a Bitcoin ETF approval, and even Grayscale only have 50 billion of assets under management. Let's not forget that 50 billion is, yeah. But who the hell are Hashdex? How are you going to come in? Mm. Yeah, true. Why not? If you was a whale, if you was ruling the financial system. But yeah, I, I couldn't I couldn't stop but think. Look at these ETFs and be like, I'm not too familiar with all these companies. I'm not going to sit and pretend I know who Hashdex are. And I go to them, and it's some little boy crypto asset management company, little boy in terms of the relative value of crypto and like all the big dogs, you know what I mean? And when you look, yeah, and the range, like Hashdex versus Grayscale, there's a 100x difference in assets under management. Remember, I'm a maths person, so I can see the numbers that people don't deep. I deep them straight away. Hashtags AUM 500 million. Grayscale AUM 50 billion. 50 billion sounds like a lot of money until you remember 50 billion is not even 0.1 trillion. And then you go to advratings.com and look at all the top 50 asset under management companies in the entire world. And at number 50 are asset management companies with 500 to 600 billion assets under management, aka 10 to 12x Grayscale's asset under management. I do have my own prediction that Grayscale will one day be a top 50 asset management company, because it kind of makes sense. Because you think Grayscale is going to get acquired? that is a possibility. If it doesn't, I see it going top 20 because Grayscale have one of the public. They've got one of the largest public holdings of Bitcoin in the entire world, and they've got the biggest Litecoin holding in the entire world. Yeah, yeah. No, that is too much. Yeah, I feel like 100%. But wait, but before everyone goes, yeah. Wait, don't go anywhere yet, guys. Don't go anywhere yet, guys, because I need to put you guys a link to my personal Zoom room. So we do alpha calls now 5 times a week. Mondays 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. after the game. Wednesdays and Thursdays 6 to 7 p.m. Fridays 9:30 plus, and Sundays 9:30 after technically speaking. And this is basically the highest level video call in terms of like imagine NFT Fridays, technically speaking, and the game put together on crack times 7. Crypto boss, what happened last night in the trenches between 9 p.m. to 10 times 100? Right, crypto boss, I'd like you to publicly say what happened last night in the trenches on the alpha call. I gave you guys the Zoom link. You guys can come to the alpha call after this. Yeah, what happened? What?
They're gonna be after me. And you.
No, everything is for entertainment purposes, and that was absolutely hyperbole. What he meant to say was, Jay Johnson gave a very strategical, shared some technical analysis and indicators that help maximize returns. That is the more correct thing that he was going to say. Statement. All right.
Jeez.
Yeah, guys. So the reason why I'm going to tell you why we create this product. We've created this product because it's going to be very difficult for us to compete with other institutions when it comes to selling a subscription service with some extreme back end with the newsletter and the Discord server and the super high quality videos. We're still a startup, right? So the only way that we can match that value is by providing a daily call with the highest level information that is too sensitive for YouTube. So I actually bought a Lil Pudgies live on call yesterday. So that was expensive, but it's expensive. But but the entire team helps me pick it. And Crypto Boss, did I not mathematically break down and do all the traits and then get everybody to give their opinion before live purchasing? It wasn't just a willy-nilly YOLO. There was lots of reasoning behind it. All right, okay. Well, I gave the free Zoom link just because I want everyone to trial it. But if you want to be a real supporter and you want to just subscribe, then I've just put the link in below, and the link is also in the YouTube. So click the link in our YouTube, and it links to everything, including our free webinars and also a paid subscription. This £50 a month thing is ending this month. It's going to be more expensive, and I recommend if you can afford a higher tier package, because for those with a higher tier package, you get an alpha call with Mr. Harding tonight as well. So yeah,
Mr. Harding tonight.
yeah. Sorry, go on, Crypto Boss.
In that group that they are currently charging, I think it's like 10K a year to teach people to trade futures. I'm in that group. I am in that group. I'm a subscriber. I've been with them for like over 2 years now. And they are now teaching people to trade futures, ES, and so forth. However, I trade futures. If you are trading one mini contract, just to trade one mini contract, you have to have $1,300 in your trading account. And let's just say, Ninja can teach you to trade with, maybe $100 you can take and trade. And that's all for today, guys.
This guy is gonna get us in trouble with the FCA, bro. But yeah, the ultimate Crypto Boss, we love your testimonials, but jeez. So yeah, the ultimate point of what we're trying to say is, that saying, today's price is yesterday's price is today's price is not yesterday's price. Yeah. I'm telling you straight now, yeah. My package right now is 125 a month. I charge £150 an hour for just 1 hour of my time. So you're getting 3 calls a week with me to discuss macro stock plays, to discuss not like day-to-day trading, but to discuss your long-term investment plans, to discuss when to exit some of the positions that you're in, working with a financial advisor. So if you're going to find anyone anywhere on the internet that's going to look at your individual portfolio and go over entries and exits with a financial advisor for £125 a month, please show me that link and send it me. Because you're not going to get that. Because the financial advisor alone is £1,000 a month. So just thought I'd put that there.
So like if someone refers someone to the program, do they get like is there a referral thingy?
We're working on that.
We don't have an official one, but we can work one out as per person, because right now we're on small subscribers. But obviously once we get like 50 people, we'll work a formal structure. If you want to work out a referral thing with me, then we'll work it out.
Yeah, I have one guy that's really interested, so I'll talk to you privately.
Okay, so are you ready? This is the easiest way to refer people. Everyone knows my Zoom link. Everyone in the subscribers know when the calls are. Okay, 5 times a week, 3 times after the game, NFT Fridays and technically speaking. So you literally know when they are. Just half an hour after the public webinar ends, right? And then Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 7. Give anyone. Like, I want January to be the month of a lot of people coming to these alpha calls for free, just 1 or 2, and just understanding the value. If after 2 hours of alpha calls, you don't want to pay £50 a month, you're not our target customer. We don't even want you, right? Because imagine a 1 hour session where I'm spending live on call thousands of dollars, including an Ethereum, to buy low pudgies, and then Jay's breaking down a strategy. You just saw the testimony from Crypto Boss. The person who doesn't want to pay the subscription after coming to the free trial, then that's absolutely fine. Okay. But I just want people to try it out. I want people to come here because it's unexplainable and it's not for YouTube. So you just have to be there, and they're not recorded for a big reason.
As an example of the TA that was done in yesterday's big bad alpha call, the macro play. because I think everyone on this call should see it, and it might make you go, "Damn, that's some alpha." So I decided yesterday to do the big macro alpha on Bitcoin, right? And to do that, I don't look at the daily, because if I'm investing long term, why am I looking at the daily? Do you know what time frame I look on? The 3 month. Because guess who else is looking on the 3 month? The institutions. Why? Because the institutions play the quarterly game. They don't play the daily game for a long-term investment. Why are they going to do that? That's just silly. So when you play the quarterly game, different things start to reveal themselves. So what I did is I did the fibs on the quarterlies, and then I pulled it back to the weeklies to see if anything interesting happened. And let's go back in time and let's just see if anything interesting happens when you use 3 month fibs. So let's look here. We have one fib here when the RSI was high. What happened? Oh yeah, Bitcoin pulled back. We have another area here where the RSI is high. What happened? Oh yeah, it hit the fib level. What happened? Bitcoin pulled back. We got another area here where the RSI was high. What happened? Oh yeah, Bitcoin hit that fib level. What happened? It pulled back. We had an RSI downtrend. What happened to Bitcoin? Hit that fib level, came down, tried to come back, hit that other fib level, came down. Where did it go to? Oh yeah, that other fib level. Then it came back up. Where did it go to? Oh yeah, high RSI, hit that fib level, hit that fib level, came back up. What's it about to do now? Hit that fib level.
That fib level.
There's levels to this, guys.
Wow.
There you
Levels,
go.
levels.
And
Right,
that is
cool.
live
We'll
on
see.
YouTube.
We'll see whoever wants to come to the Alpha Call at 10 p.m.
Yeah, if you want the macro institutional one, that's going to start now at 9:30, just DM me and I'll give you the code or message in the group. See you later, guys.
Take
In a bit.
care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.